first full year of business. So please welcome Jessica Villareal.
So every time that's crazy to me, you guys. I started this opportunity for fun, and then I started getting stuff in the mail that I was like number 8 in the country. I've called up Laura Teal, my director. I'm like, does everyone get this? What is this all about? No clue. So to hear that 24 a year was something of like a strong status blows my mind still. I'm like, I always feel like I'm failing in this job already. So it's nice to have things like this. You're like, okay, I guess I'm doing all right, you know? But anyway, just wanted to share with you, I feel like a hot mess right now. Let me go over here. Sorry guys, hold on. I want to make this fast and efficient. It's all tomorrow. Okay, so I wrote it all down. All right, so how have I done my recruiting? All right, so these are the basics. First of all, I mentioned yesterday, you go into your shows, they're an opportunity event, right? Not just an opportunity event. Of course, there's so much value that we get to give everybody every time we go to a show. But I do always go in, it's an opportunity. Who can I meet? I get excited, who am I gonna meet tonight, right? Whose life can I, my life was tremendously impacted. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second. My home show, I'm gonna go through what I do, and I'm gonna go through my virtual parties of what I do, and I do recruit from both. Home shows, I'll tell you right now, are so much easier to recruit from, so just keep that in mind. So I start with, in my home show, my introduction, I tell my story, and I'll go into that a little bit, but your story is really crucial. Then after that, I will go ahead into a recruiting activity. I know that sometimes this doesn't work well for people, but I really am good at playing with the crowd and knowing if it's too much or if they're really into it. I'll continue and just kind of feel out the crowd. If they're really interested, we're going to use that opportunity to have some fun. Jade has been at some parties where they're not so interested and I don't go into it, right? Jade has seen both sides of my parties. And then after that, I will go into, when we go into the cooking, I'm always mentioning things about the kit. Very naturally, not in their face, not down their throat. It's just stuff that I'm truly happy about. I pull out my Santoku 5-inch, forged cutlery, heavy steel, German carbon, blah, 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 right? And I go into how awesome this knife is. And by the way, you guys, this one came in my kit, and I love it so much that I continued building my collection with all the free products that I earned through Pampered Chef. Prep bowls, the silicone prep bowls. I let them know I have them at every show. You guys, these prep bowls right here, I absolutely love these. These came in my kit, and I'll tell you, I would have never thought about getting these prep bowls. I would have never thought that I had a use for them. And they're one of my favorite top 15 used items in my kitchen. I use them all the time. So it's just naturally bringing stuff up about the kit, right? Then there's the checkout. The checkout, obviously, as you've learned today, it's very crucial in how we bring that up again, or how we revisit that conversation. So I go through this with every single person. I've got people on my team in their 20s and people who are 69 years old, okay? Ask them first, did you enjoy the experience tonight? And then I'll ask them specifically, what was your favorite part? What did you really like about this experience? Then I'll ask them, the second question always is, you heard me talk about some things about the business. Are you in a position, or have you been recently in a position to where you need some extra income? And then we'll start that conversation if they say yes. Or also I'll ask, I have a lot of fun doing what I'm doing. Are you in any need to find just something fun to do? Based on their response, we continue that conversation. If it's a yes, then I'll go ahead and ask more questions. And now these questions are personal questions. Well, tell me a little bit about what you do. It's giving an interview with somebody, right? So tell me a little bit about what you do. Tell me about your family life. I'll ask them questions about that. Then, if they say no, they're not interested, we go back to that no, not ever, or just no, not right now. And if they go on my no, not right now, I put them on a list and I get the permission. Is it okay with you if I reach out to you every month just to let you know what's new in Pampered Chef, what fun consultant promotions we have, just to keep you in the loop? So I get the permission, they stay on the list, and I continue to reach out to them every month, whether it's just an instant message, whether it's an email, whether it's a text, just to let them know I'm still thinking about them. And until they tell me, no, I'm not interested, I will leave them on that list, okay? I'll tell you a little bit of some other activities I do after this. I feel like I'm blah, blah, blah. Okay, so virtual parties. Same type of thing, do a live introduction. During the virtual party, introduce myself. Start personalizing yourself as soon as possible, become a real person to them. Recruiting activity. I got this specific activity through something recently, I forgot the girl's name, but I do a 2 to 3 minute introduction video that I have on YouTube that I just post, let them know about, the opportunity, things like that, what it's done for me. And then to that, I attach an activity. Earn 3 tickets by asking me about anything I do, with my Pampered Chef business. And I'll wait 24 hours, and then as questions come in, I'll go back on live, and I'll answer those live, and make it more personalized that way. Let's see here. Oh, I only make 1 post showing the kids during my virtual parties. I do not shove that down their throats either. But when there is anything, if there was someone who was really asking a lot of questions, I'll go in, private message them towards the end of the party or after the party, just let them know, hey, you've asked some really great questions. Would you like some more information or whatever the conversation is, but somewhere along those lines. And if any purchase has been, anyone who purchases anything, I reach out to them instant message, that customer care follow-up. So I bring that checkout right into that virtual party, right? Asking them, you thought about earning any extra money? Did you have fun during this virtual party? And we start that conversation. So I just carry through the same thing that I would do for my cooking shows. Okay, so this is the extra stuff. This is the stuff that really matters. That's all just, the logistics, right? So the stuff that really, okay, my phone cut out. Okay, I don't mind. All right, so the part that really matters, you guys, is belief, right? Believing in what you're doing, believing that it matters. So revisit that Tell Your Story page on the Consultants Corner. Refill that out if you haven't done it in a while. Get back in tune to why you're doing what you're doing. Find your passion for what you're doing, because when you have your passion and you have your belief, it is palpable and people will feel that. You become authentic, you become genuine. Self-development books. You guys aren't already doing them. I know Kathy is always telling us about, reading books and some great recommendations that she's given us. You guys, when I started this business last year, I dove into books because I knew that there was no secret. I knew that it was all inside those books, and I wanted to know more. So through those books, I became very confident in the industry. You have to believe in the industry that you're in. If you don't believe in network marketing / direct sales, whatever you want to call it, no one else is going to believe in it either. So believe in the industry that you're in. Learn more about the industry that you're in. Know about your company. Rich, where are you, Rich? Is he in here still or no? Did he leave? He's left. Within my first month and a half, I realized how important it was to believe in what I was doing. I reached out to Rich. I do live nearby, thank goodness, I'm lucky for that. But I reached out to Rich and just scheduled a walkthrough, and I came in here and they gave me a tour, and man, did that build my belief system. So doing little things like that, being here today, it's great. There we go. Okay, so anyways, opportunity events, you guys know all of that. Run those often, once a month. I do that with several different directors to add momentum and excitement. I have a VIP Facebook group page. I do not post stuff on my timeline. I do not like throwing stuff down people's throats. I post it on my group page. People come onto my group page who are at any party that they've been at of mine. And from there, I continue to build those relationships. They get to see me. Their belief in me is increasing because I'm using my products. I'm not just talking about them. I don't sell a thing. I know that sounds cliche, but I don't sell anything, you guys. I go in and I share my love for what this opportunity has done for me, and I teach people how to do what I think, as a social worker, school social worker by the way, is the most important thing we can do for our families, which is to gather around the table. And I'm telling you, the families that are not doing that are most likely the families that come into my office. So I highly, highly believe in the importance of what we do. Anyways, my why, my story, I could get all into that. I don't think that I have time right now. So, what? Yeah? Okay.
Slow down, take a breath.
Okay, good. I was trying to get it all out. People were asking me questions. I'm like, I'll try to cover that. Okay, so my why, my purpose, that is huge. So I started last year I was miserable in my job. Anyone here miserable in their jobs? I know you are. I've talked to some of you already. Yeah, so I was miserable in my job. I just started Pampered Chef just for some added value, some added fun. It was completely on a whim. No one asked me to join this business. I just was like, how much does it get? Like literally, it went like that. My husband rolled his eyes and said, what are you doing? I said, don't worry about it. I just like the products. I just want the kid. I'll have a party, whatever. I made more money that first party than I do in one night of waitressing. Yes, I've always been a side gig girl. So I relinquished within a month my waitressing position, my serving position, and I was working full time, as a social worker, driving an hour each day, an hour and a half on the way home. Anyone know where Waukegan is? Yeah. Waukegan High School. If you know anything about Waukegan High School, this is a far departure from what I was doing last year at Waukegan High School. What I loved about Pampered Chef was the freedom that it gave me. Knowing that I can actually impact lives. I was in a position where I couldn't impact people. I would have all these great ideas and wanted to implement systems, and there was absolutely nothing I could do about it. And to me, that was like being handcuffed and forced to go into your office every day, and you cannot make the difference that you want to make. And it was eating me alive inside, right? It's funny how we all tell our stories, we start to get sad, because it means a lot to us. Not sad in that way, but a lot of heart goes into this job when you're a consultant with Pampered Chef. But anyways, what I found through Pampered Chef is I started to breathe. That's how I described it to my husband. I said, I feel like I could breathe. I go to work that I hate, I come home and I feel like I go to my Pampered Chef job and I can breathe. And it was just this like incredibly, it was just this experience that I knew I wanted more of. So I started doing more and more, and then I realized I wanted to go on the trip. So I started trying to earn that trip for my family, kind of a prove you wrong thing. Anyone in that, right? I want to prove them wrong. I can get fired up with people that think you can't do it. Yes, I can, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. So I started doing that, and then just having the liberty to know that you can do as much as you want. You can go and go and go and go, and you get better and better and better. You get paid more and more and more. You impact and service other people at a magnitude that you can't do at your other job. Incredibly fulfilling. So that's how I ended up doing what I'm doing. I quit my job in August. And I'm just having a blast, and I completely feel like Pampered Chef has allowed me to reinvent myself and follow a more natural purpose for myself. So that's why I do what I do. But yeah. My husband's calling me right now. He's probably like, "What's for dinner?"